Imagine you plant two identical trees on the same day. Same soil. Same amount of water. Same sunlight hitting their leaves every morning. From the outside, they look exactly the same. They start in the same place with the same potential. 20 years later, you come back to check on them. And what you see stops you. One tree is huge. Towering. Its trunk is thick and strong. Its branches spread wide in every direction. It is full of fruit, heavy with the results of decades of growth. It provides shade and shelter and food. It is exactly what a tree should be. The other tree is small. Weak. Its branches are thin and sparse. It barely looks alive. It produces nothing. It stands in the shadow of the first tree, a sad reminder of what could have been. What happened? Did one tree get lucky with better soil? Did one tree work harder, somehow trying more than the other? No. Someone kept cutting branches off one tree while letting the other grow. Someone came by year after year and trimmed away the new growth, not realizing that every cut was preventing the tree from becoming what it could be. The other tree was simply left alone to do what trees do. That is exactly what happens to people's money in retirement. Every single year, thousands of people retire with around $500,000 in savings. $500,000. A number that sounds huge when you are 30 and sounds terrifyingly small when you are 70 and trying to make it last. And something strange happens to these people. Some slowly run out of money. They watch their savings shrink year after year until there is nothing left. They end up dependent on family or government or charity, not because they were irresponsible, but because the math just didn't work. Others quietly become millionaires. They end up with more money at 80 than they had at 65. They leave inheritances to their children. They donate to causes they care about. They never worry about running out. Same starting point. Completely different ending. Same $500,000. Opposite outcomes. Today I am going to show you the tiny decision that creates that massive gap. The invisible choice that separates the retirees who run out from the retirees who grow. And why most people don't even realize they are making this decision until it is too late. Part 1. What people think retirement is. Most people imagine retirement like a giant piggy bank. This is the picture in their heads, whether they realize it or not. You spend your whole life filling up that piggy bank. You work and save and invest and add coins every single month. The piggy bank gets heavier and heavier. Fuller and fuller. You watch it grow and feel proud of what you are building. Then one day, you stop working. And you start taking coins out. That sounds logical, right? If money is going in, the pile grows. If money is coming out, the pile shrinks. Simple. Obvious. Unavoidable. So retirement becomes a countdown. A timer. A race between your savings and your remaining years. Every purchase starts to feel like subtraction. Every dinner out, every trip, every gift to a grandchild feels like a tiny piece of your future that you will never get back. Every year, you check your balance and see it a little lower than the year before. Every market drop feels terrifying because it is not just numbers on a screen, it is your life slipping away. People stop thinking about growth. They stop thinking about what their money might do in the future. They start thinking only about survival. About making it last. About getting to the end without running out. And that mindset quietly changes everything. Because retirement is not just about money leaving. It is about what the rest of your money is still doing while you live. The money you are not spending today is still invested. It is still working. It is still growing. And if you organize things correctly, that growth can more than replace what you take out. Part 2. Two people, one start. Let's imagine two people to make this real. We will call them Elon and Elon. Same name to remind us that they are not different kinds of people. They are just people who made different choices with the same starting point. Same age. Same career history. Same savings at retirement. Exactly $500,000. Both need about $20,000 a year from their savings to live comfortably, on top of whatever Social Security or pension income they have. $20,000 is not extravagant. It is a modest supplement to a normal retirement life. At first, their lives look identical. They both travel sometimes, taking trips they always dreamed about. They both spend time with family, watching grandchildren grow up. They both finally relax after decades of work and stress and responsibility. From the outside, you could not tell them apart. But beneath the surface, beneath the visible parts of their lives, their money is organized very differently. And that invisible difference, that structure they cannot see but will feel for decades, will change their entire future. Part 3. The first Elon. The first Elon does what feels safe. What feels responsible? What most people would recommend if you asked them how to handle retirement money. He moves most of his money into conservative investments. Stable funds that do not move much. Bonds that pay small interest. Low volatility assets that will not keep him up at night. His goal is not growth. His goal is protection. He wants to sleep well. He wants to know his money is safe. Every year, he withdraws $20,000 directly from his portfolio. He needs the money to live, so he takes it out. Simple. Nothing dramatic happens at first. $500,000 becomes $485,000. Then $470,000. Then $455,000. The decline is slow. Gradual. Manageable. It feels fine. It feels like the plan is working. But something subtle is happening beneath the surface. Something he cannot see in the moment. Each withdrawal slightly weakens the engine that could grow his money. Every time he takes money out, he removes not just cash, but future growth. The money he takes out today would have compounded over time. It would have earned returns and dividends and gains. Instead, it is gone forever. Then one year, the market drops. It happens. Markets do that. His conservative portfolio falls along with everything else. His balance drops to $400,000. He keeps withdrawing. He has to. He needs the money to live. And without realizing it, he is locking in losses. He is selling when prices are low, the opposite of what investors are supposed to do. His portfolio recovers eventually, when the market comes back. But it never fully recovers for him. Because every recovery gets interrupted by the next withdrawal. The compounding that should be helping him is constantly being interrupted. Part 4. The second Elon. The second Elon does not take more risk. That is important to understand. He is not gambling. He is not investing in crazy schemes or risky stocks. He is just organizing his money differently. Instead of one big pile of money, he creates 3 separate buckets. The first bucket is money he will need in the next few years. This money is invested safely. Cash. Short-term bonds. Things that will not drop in value when he needs them. This bucket is his safety net, his spending money, his peace of mind. The second bucket is money for mid-term needs. Things 5 to 10 years out. This money can take a little more risk because it has time to recover if markets drop. The third bucket is money for long-term growth. This is money he hopes not to touch for many years. It is invested for growth, for compounding, for the future. That first bucket changes everything. It allows him to live his life, to spend his $20,000 a year, without ever touching his growth investments. When he needs money, he takes it from bucket 1. Not from bucket 3. So when the market drops in year 3, something fascinating happens. On paper, his long-term investments fall in value. The news is scary. The headlines are terrible. But in real life, nothing changes for him. He does not need to sell anything. He does not need to lock in losses. He simply waits. He takes his spending money from bucket 1, which is safe and stable and unaffected by the market. He keeps living his life. He keeps going about his days. And waiting is where compounding becomes powerful. Waiting is what allows the third bucket to do what it is supposed to do. Grow. Part 5. The power of being left alone. Compounding is like a snowball rolling downhill. You have probably heard that analogy before. A small snowball starts at the top of a hill. As it rolls, it picks up more snow. It gets bigger. The bigger it gets, the more snow it picks up. It accelerates. It becomes unstoppable. But here is the part they leave out. If you keep kicking the snowball apart, if you keep interrupting its progress, if you keep taking pieces off it, it never grows. It just stays small. It never builds momentum. It never becomes powerful. Compounding needs to be left alone. It needs time and space and patience. It needs you to stop interrupting it. 5 years into retirement, both Elons have spent similar amounts. Both have lived similar lives. Both have seen the same market conditions, the same ups and downs, the same headlines and fears. But their trajectories are starting to separate. One portfolio keeps shrinking. Year after year, the number gets smaller. The trend is clear and it is not good. The other portfolio quietly recovers from the market drop and starts growing again. Not explosively. Not dramatically. Just steadily. Slowly. Invisibly. Because growth is not magic. It is not luck. It is direction plus time. It is spending less than your money earns. It is letting compounding work without interruption. Part 6. When the gap becomes obvious. By year 10, the difference is impossible to ignore. The first Elon, the one who took money from his portfolio every year regardless of market conditions, has dropped below $350,000. His savings are shrinking. His future is less secure. He is starting to worry about running out. The second Elon, the one who used buckets and protected his growth investments, has risen above $600,000. More than he started with. More than he ever expected to have at this stage. Both lived similar lifestyles. Both spent similar amounts. Both had the same starting point. But one protected his money from interruption. The other allowed it to mature. And maturity is where compounding changes speed. The early years feel boring. Nothing seems to happen. The growth is small and hard to see. But later years feel unbelievable. The curve steepens. Growth begins creating more growth. Momentum builds. Money starts replacing what is withdrawn, and then some. Part 7. The mistake most people make. Most retirees do not fail because of bad investments. They do not pick the wrong stocks or make terrible bets. They do not gamble away their savings or fall for obvious scams. They fail because of constant interruption. They sell during downturns because they need the money and have no other choice. They move entirely to low-growth assets because they are afraid of volatility. They treat retirement like a slow liquidation, like selling off pieces of their future piece by piece. It feels safe. It feels responsible. It feels like the right thing to do. But safety without growth eventually leads to depletion. Not immediately. Not in a way you notice at first. But mathematically, inevitably, over time. Inflation continues. The cost of everything goes up year after year. Expenses continue. Life keeps happening. Time continues. The clock keeps ticking. And without growth, without your money earning more than you spend, the direction becomes one way. down, until there is nothing left. Part 8. The truth about retirement. Retirement is not the end of wealth building. That is the lie we have been told. That is the myth that shapes bad decisions. Retirement is often the moment your money becomes most powerful. Think about it. After decades of saving and investing, your portfolio is finally large. Fully invested. Capable of meaningful growth. The engine you have been building your whole life is finally ready to do what you built it for. Your job is no longer to build the engine. You do not need to add more fuel or upgrade the parts. Your job is simply to avoid turning it off. To avoid interrupting the very thing you spent decades creating. Think of it like a tree you planted decades ago. You watered it when it was small. You protected it from storms. You gave it time to grow. Retirement is not the time to chop it down for firewood. It is not the time to start cutting branches and hoping it survives. Retirement is the time to let it produce fruit for the rest of your life. To sit in its shade and enjoy what you spent so long building. Part 9. The final message. The difference between running out of money and growing wealth in retirement is not luck. It is not secret investments that only insiders know about. It is not perfect timing or being in the right place at the right moment. It is structure. It is patience. It is uninterrupted compounding. Two people can start with the exact same $500,000. Same age. Same needs. Same life. One slowly depletes it, watching it shrink year after year, living with the fear of running out. The other quietly turns it into millions, leaving a legacy, donating to causes, never worrying about money again. Not because they earned more. Not because they took more risk. But because they allowed their money to finish what it started. Because they built a structure that protected their growth. Because they had patience when patience was hard. If this video changed the way you see retirement, if it made you think differently about what is possible and how to get there, hit subscribe and join this channel. Because understanding money is not about numbers. It is not about spreadsheets and calculators and complicated formulas. It is about decisions. The invisible decisions most people never even realize they are making. And on this channel, we make the invisible visible. I will see you in the next video.